The Rat Patrol had been given their orders. Infiltrate a key German dock area, supply arms to the Allied prisoners there, and set up their escape. For it was their forced labor keeping the dock area open after continued bombing raids. Through Bertain, a French fisherman, local fishing boats would be waiting to transport the prisoners to freedom. And once and for all, bombers would break Rommel's supply line flowing through this port. After being stopped on approaching the harbor, Bertain sacrificed his life for the Rat Patrol and their mission. But by doing so, the contact with the fishing fleet was lost. New hope was soon provided by El Gamil, friend of Bertain, who informed the Rat Patrol Bertain's daughter, Marianne, might be persuaded to arrange for a meeting with the fishermen. He also provided the materials and the means so that a meeting with Marianne could be accomplished. Although an admitted coward, he proved to be a 20th century genie from Aladdin's lamp. Sergeant Moffat and Private Hitchcock are now approaching the meeting place on Bertain's daughter, an accused collaborator of the Germans.
Tous les oiseaux du monde y viennent faire leur nid auprès de ma blonde, qu'il fait bon, fait bon, fait bon.
Würden Sie bitte Fräulein Burden sagen, dass ich eine sehr wichtige Nachricht für Sie habe?
La jolie perdrix, la caille, la tourterelle, et la jolie perdrix, et ma jolie colombe, qui chante jour et nuit. Auprès de ma blonde, qu'il fait bon, fait bon, fait bon. Auprès de ma blonde, qu'il fait bon dormir. Et ma jolie colombe, qui chante jour et nuit. Et ma jolie colombe, qui chante jour et nuit, qui chante pour les filles qui n'ont pas de mari. Oh, mais ma blonde, tu me fais bon, fais bon, fais bon. Oh, mais ma blonde, tu me fais bon, fais bon.
Très charmant.
Ich bin Meier Hoffmann und das ist Oberleutnant Barber.
Destination Barber la Lune.
Et je ne parle pas français, très bien. Parlez-vous anglais?
Yes.
Won't you please sit down? Drink?
The weather said you had an important message for me.
Champagne.
Now, Captain Hoffman?
It isn't pleasant news, mademoiselle. Your father is dead.
When did he die?
Earlier this evening.
How?
Does it matter how?
You're not lying to me. You're not saying he's dead.
I wish that were the case.
How did he die, Captain Hoffman?
He was shot aboard his boat. It was after curfew. A patrol boat stopped him. He tried to prevent the crew from boarding his vessel. It was machine gun.
Seems to be a very popular way to die these days.
You understand? It isn't easy to break this kind of news.
But since you have, I feel a little ill. I'm going to have to leave.
Hey, let us at least drive you home.
Herr Kommandant, wir haben ein Boot erwischt mit Waffen an Bord. Wir haben 3 Tote.
Mademoiselle!
Thank you. I'll be all right now.
I want you to listen carefully. We were on your father's boat when the German patrol stopped us. There are 2 others with us who were sent in by American intelligence.
You're not German?
He's American. I'm English. Our job is to get our people out of the prison camp here.
Why my father?
Your father was going to get the fishing fleet to evacuate them. And then our bombers were going to come over and knock this port out once and for all.
You mean nobody tried to save my father's life?
There wasn't a chance. We 4 were hidden below. If the Germans had found us, it would have all been over and nobody would have been helped. We were all briefed. We all knew our chances. We would still like to go ahead with the plan, except for one problem. We don't have your father.
That makes 2 of us, doesn't it?
We need that fishing fleet on our side. Desperately. We think you can help.
It's all very convincing, Captain Hoffman.
Sergeant Moffat, Private Hitchcock.
To me, you're Captain Hoffman, Lieutenant Wagner.
What do you need for proof?
How do I know you're not Gestapo?
How does anyone know anything these days? No trust. No faith in truth.
I know what the Germans do to traitors, Captain Hoffman.
And we know what the Germans did to your father.
You say that. If my father is dead, there is nothing I can do to bring him back to life. Now, whoever you are, why should I risk giving up my life to?
Your father did. We may. If it will save a few lives, push the Germans out of here, shorten the war.
You're asking too much. I have no proof I can trust you.
Cuts both ways, even if you do say yes.
Everybody here thinks I'm a traitor. Collaborator.
Yes, we know. Suppose you give them a chance to change their minds.
I'll do what I can.
I suppose I shall have to be content with that. But I'm leaving Private Hitchcock here. Don't let that youthful face fool you. He can kill if he has to. He's very adept at it. Do you understand?
talk very much, do you?
I guess not, ma'am.
Tell me, Lieutenant Wagner,
Private Hitchcock, ma'am.
did you get to know my father at all?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
I hope you knew I loved him.
I'm sure he must have.
And it half killed him. Because you know what else?
What else, ma'am?
I don't care who you are, and I don't care if you're Gestapo. Do you know why I went to the officers' club every night? It's because I got to hear things. Things I would tell my father, and no one knew about it. Do you know how much it hurt him not to let our people know? How do you explain that to them? Tell them how he had to live with this lie.
Time for lies is over. What about them? What about them? What about them?
Ich habe euch angerufen, aber sie sind weggefahren. Sie haben nämlich etwas im Offizierscasino vergessen.
Danke.
Gute Nacht.
Seems I forgot my compact at the club.
Must be important. Send it special.
It's okay.
The services were ended.
For sons. Son.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ma'am.
Anything, Tully?
Everything's about as quiet as a graveyard back of this church. Do you sometimes get the feeling the good old U.S. Army is hinting they're going to drop us off their payroll?
You have something better to do.
I can think of about 100 things I'd rather do than end up in somebody else's marble orchard. We got company.
The Rat Patrol's first request of El Gamil proved successful, but the second one was much more demanding. Could he actually supply Major Indris for a meeting with Troy? Troy knew that without this meeting, the escape could only result in complete failure.
Sergeant Troy?
Major Indris?
Feels good to get out. Get a breath of fresh air, have a look around.
One of the reasons they sent me, sir. I take it El Gamil had no trouble.
Don't ask me how, but I'm out. And there is one fat Arab resting in my bed.
Next time out, I hope it's the last, sir.
Everything all right here?
Okay. Major Indris? Private Pettigrew.
How do you do, sir?
Just keep everything quiet up there, Tully.
As quiet as a church mouse.
You, started to say something about the next time out being the last one, Sergeant.
That's right, sir. GHQ sent me to get you and your men out of this prison camp. Take you out on the fishing boats.
GHQ sent you in today, and you're going to take us out, are you? Well, let me tell you something. You got off the wrong station, Sergeant. We've been had before. We didn't make it out. Men were killed. There were reprisals. I don't want it to happen again.
I don't come with a guarantee for success, Major. But I do have my orders. And I do need your cooperation.
How many of you are there to pull this off?
4, sir. Not counting the fishermen.
4 men?
I told you, Major. I've got a job, but I give no guarantees.
I have 5,000 men, Sergeant. I don't sleep too well as it is nights.
There's only one way to close this port, Major. And that's get you and your men out.
All right, let's say I take the chance. Go with you on this thing. How does it work?
My men and I get arms and explosives. We mine the whole beach area and strategic points around the prison camp.
When you march out to work the docks, we blow our first point. That's a signal for you and your men to break loose. Now, we'll do everything we can to cover you. You head for the beach, and the boats will be there waiting. I hope.
I say, I admire your enthusiasm, Sergeant Troy.
Do you have any boys that are good with incinerators?
I think so.
Arrange for them to burn the barracks at exactly 0614 hours. And I suggest you form rifle squads, Major. We'll stash weapons at various places. We'll get that word to you.
4 of you, my 5,000.
Not counting the fishermen, sir.
You said the boats will be out there waiting. You hope.
Yeah. Our contact here was killed.
One of the fishermen? Well, who takes over for him?
He has a daughter. Sergeant Moffat, Private Hitchcock. They're handling that situation now.
Well, what about the daughter? How can you be sure you can trust her?
I'm sorry you asked that. We can't be sure.
You have the arms and the explosives?
No, sir, not yet.
Not yet? Well, when do you...
But we will have. And also, GHQ said they'd try and send air cover.
And if you can't get the arms and the explosives, and you can't get those boats out there to transport my men, how do I go back there and build up their hopes when I have them drown in ice water at the last moment? You tell me that.
Then tell them maybe. Maybe it will work, and maybe it won't.
All right, let's do it.
Well, Major, this is a hard sell. He's been burned before. Doesn't want his men burned again.
You mean he won't go along with us?
I think he's convinced. What about the Bertain girl?
Yes, she'll help. She's very upset, of course. And suspicious of us. I've left Hitchcock with her just in case.
If they're going to send air cover, somebody better be on that beach.
Let's hope it's us.
The third request of El Gamil was again carried out with precision. His children were deployed as lookouts and assigned the task of acting as decoys while he escorted the rat patrol to the warehouse storing the arms and explosives, lost when Bertain's boat was confiscated by the Germans.
Come on, hurry it up. I would have had this door open by now if I had brought my own keys. I had to liberate the real ones. German tooling is not what it used to be. Allah is with us. Too dangerous. Eat. I am such a blunderer, and hope.
Ach, Sie sind das.
next week the conclusion of the last harbor raid. Here are some exciting scenes.